balance, but I'm not in dismay. Got a few dollars, but spend that on cheesecake. But I got a father who will never leave me. I'm low in revenue, but I never knew that life would change up on me, go up and down like them levels do. And that devil dude, he can catch you too. Piece of the head with a force of violence that he never knew. Ooh. That's kind of violent, but I'm feeling highly serious like a Molly trying to start a new way. Get that drama out my new day. I don't need no drama, giving up with that to mama. Now I'm trying to start a new groove, just like the talking llama. And I can't do it all alone, I know I need my father. I'm swearing on the yo me, so girl don't even bother. Girl don't even bother. I'm swearing on the yo me, so girl don't even bother. It's gonna be a good day. It's good vibes over here. Ain't nothing take the smile off of this face. So leave the hating over there. I can't tell you how I know. Up is the only way to go. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I think I feel a blessing coming this way. Yeah, it's good days.
And good afternoon. Oh, we're hot.
I feel like I got no control.
Oh, a little late start this morning, this afternoon. But thank you for bearing with us. Ladies and gentlemen, you have reached the most awesome place this afternoon that you can reach, the Project Pluto Hour. And I am your humble host. You may refer to me as Pluto, or the guy who can't work his own board, which is the problem that's going on this afternoon. So we're trying to do a couple different things at one time, new. We're streaming on a couple of different new things. I'm trying out new things. I think I'm breaking new things. But we've got a really good show for you today. So why don't we get to it? We've got an awesome show in the sense that we have two great guests. Today live on our air, we will have one Nikki Joy calling in all the way from Florida, I believe. And also we will have my main man, Mr. Marshall. You may know him as Mr. Marshall. That's how I know him. Sorry, I'm fixing cameras all at the same time while I'm doing this. I'm running the board. I'm fixing cameras. I'm blessed. Anyway, so we've got two guests, like I said, Nikki Joy and Mr. Marshall, going to talk about his new album, Rise. And we are so happy that you have joined us. Let me quickly get out all of the usual legal stuff out of the way, whether you're listening to us on FYIministry.com or Power1021FM.com. Say hello to everybody in Boston, Atlanta, and Miami. Hi, guys. Thanks for supporting the show. Whether you're listening to us on NBBA Radio, thank you, Picasso and Kingdom Taken, all the boys over there for hosting us. Our friends, undercrownhiphop.com for all your underground hip-hop Christian news, undercrownhiphop.com. So check them out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a song. I'm going to sort of get myself situated here. We might run a little longer than usual, so our affiliates who are listening, hey, this is what's up. We might go a little longer, probably another 15 minutes because of just some of the equipment issues, and I want to make sure I give the proper time to both guests. So I'm going to play a song. When we come back, we're going to have one Miss Nikki Joy with us, and we're going to see what she's all about and talk about her music and get into her story a little bit because it's pretty fascinating. And it's all about this artist's journey through finding themselves, and it's really kind of cool. Anyway, but let me figure out what we're going to play because I am all over the place. Because as you know, I work my own board, like I said, like 300 times, right? Anyway, hope you're having a really good afternoon. We are broadcasting from the FYI studios here in lovely Mission Viejo, California at the Mission Viejo Christian Church. And I am trying to find the song and do it. I used to have a producer, and Gerline left me, and it hasn't been the same since. Anyway, you know what? We're gonna play. You know what? How am I gonna do that? I know what we're gonna do. Sorry guys. Christ, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry. I know what I'm gonna do. The computer just went poopy on me, so I'm going to my backup, and I do have a backup. And here is my backup. And now, now I'm going to play some Christian music. And when we come back, we'll have Nikki Joy on the phone. And thank you so much for putting up with our our early show shenanigans. Anyway, we'll catch you right back on the flip side on the Project Pluto Hour, the internet and terrestrial radio's only dedicated 1 hour broadcast of underground Christian hip hop. Project Pluto Hour. Be right back, guys.
Young man, big dreams, trying to turn ambitions into realities. Setback after setback, I done fell down, but I keep rolling. I done came too far to go back now. Get knocked down, still rise like Pacquiao. Yeah. I traveled through bloody waters, plenty snakes in the garden. Adversity made me stronger. I could vouch now, I'm better for it. Grew from the pain, it was all in the plan. God put me up on game, now I'm feeling like Air Jordan. Tell him, man, I feel like a mic in the clutch. Give me the rock, I'm a switch kid, sweet with the touch. Can't miss when the game on the line. Team depending on me, I can't let them down. They ready to see me fall, gon' pray for me now. Yeah, yeah. Southside kid with a West Coast flow. Yeah. This be the music to soothe your soul. Yeah. Fighting in this world, but I'm going for gold. I can't stop, can't quit, gotta give my all. Cause yeah, I'm going for gold. I'm gonna ride till it's over. Giving all of my soul. Yeah, I'm going for gold. I'm going for gold. I'm going for gold. Young and I want it, I'm on it, I'm going for gold. Young and I want it, I'm on it, I'm hungry, I'm focused, I'm going for gold. Right? Full time on my job. I remember working at the warehouse 12 hours, 7 days through, making sacrifices. Cause, I'm a man on a mission. Gotta chase that, gotta take that, gotta make that from the ground. You know it ain't nothing given. Everything changed when your purpose dry. All praise to the Most High. Man, I came up from that south side where them boys hardly ever make it out. Rarely ever see 21 without a toe tag or a murder trial. We defeated the odds. We still alive with a testimony. I'm still here cause it's grace on me. I should've died but he kept showing mercy, yeah. Mercy, mercy, mercy all on me, yeah. Going for the goal, gotta give everything. I'ma ride till it's over, you know what I mean. One shot, one chance, gotta go for the ring. Cause yeah, I'm going for the goal. I'm gonna ride till it's over, giving all of my soul.
Hey, do me a favor, call my cell phone. My dad is broken. Call my
Young and I want it, I'm on it, I'm going for gold. Young and I want it, I'm on it, I'm hungry, I'm focused, I'm going for gold.
Hello? Nikki, hold on, Nikki.
Smoking black and miles in the bag.
I am here.
I've been feeling stressed, waiting tough, though.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Life hit you so hard, talking cutthroat. My homie seen his mama in the backyard, laying face down when a heart stopped. Told me that he feeling like he can't go. Suicidal thoughts in his mental.
I'm here. I can hear you just perfectly.
Consequences in for the price now. But I know this ain't how it's supposed to be, though. All I see is death in these streets cold. Where we living in got me hurting. Anguish in my soul got me burdened. I'm burning inside. I see my homie catch a 25 to life charge. And my homie was a victim, now they both gone. Now they celebrate his birthday from the graveyard. The other celebrating from behind the cell bars. But I know that could have been me, though. Running from the heat or the gun smoke. So I know either way I must be grateful. I'm still alive to see another day, so I'm praying, hoping for that suffering to ease, yeah. I just need some peace, oh please, man. Having conversations with my own boy. Being all my problems, let it breathe, yeah. I told him that
Hello? What's going on? Why isn't that?
I'm under pressure, this here is dangerous. I said, my G, I need some prayer, ASAP. He lift his head high, and this is what he said to me. Hey, lift your eyes up to God where your hell calm down. Life is a game, ain't no telling what your hand out. Just know that's refining you until you go. Homie, you gon' make it, do not give up on yourself. This is not the end, this is is nothing. It ain't over yet, I promise that this is nothing. It ain't over yet, cause that's what finding you until you go. Homie, you gon' make it, do not give up on yourself. Just lift your eyes up to God where your help come down. Life is a game, ain't no telling what you'll end up. Just know that's what finding you until you go. Homie, you gon' make it, do not give up on yourself, no.
They say I'm a weirdo, feeling my head gone. They say I'm a weirdo, feeling my gone.
They say you left the land, feeling desolate, feeling the shame and I'm feeling this pain and I cannot believe all this mess I'm in. I made it, this bed that I'm in, I made it. Now I keep on shaking it, get your attention because you were sleeping. I wake you up lately. Know you been feeling no love. Was reaching for you, but I've been so caught up. This is real talk, man. This is no bluff. Heard a tough love, but this is so rough. I need your help in this battle I'm in. Been in this court, losing my kids. Can I survive in this place that I'm in? My soul is starving, my spirit so dead. Look at your kids, it's the aftermath. Hungry and thirsty like Africa. I'm calling on you from Nazareth. The one that was killed, we was casting lots. I know I failed a lot. That presence in you, man, we surely forgot. But without God, we are worth nothing. You know I'm not bluffing. We needing a husband. Let me explain. When we are split, we don't equal the same. We are the dumb and you are the king. Put us together in this kingdom age. Land of the free, home of the brave. I know we are great, but we need Jesus' name. Land of the free, home of the brave. I know we are great, but we need Jesus'
They say
name.
I'm a weirdo, feeling my head gone. They say I'm a weirdo, feeling my gone. They say I'm a weirdo, feeling my head gone.
You there?
They say I'm a weirdo.
Are you, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I think we got it this time. Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
No rush.
Time wasted, can't get it back. Pain in my chest like a heart attack. Believe in the lies in the garbage that I can do it on my own. Who thought of that? Lies from the devil, like me burying the shovel, like me putting in the work. Gon' mean a thing when he come back. If I'm not in Jesus, it's not a season. I ain't got no reason. I just believe it like puzzle pieces. You ain't gon' see it.
Okay, guys. Sorry about all that. I know. Listen, if you're new to the show, you understand that we cannot begin a show without incredible technical difficulties. We had something going in earlier, just before me, and it kind of goofed me up. So, but I think we're good. We got Nikki on the phone, and I think everything is going to be just fine. You're listening to the Project Pluto show. Thank you so much. This isn't normally how it goes. I promise you that. And this is the internet and terrestrials only dedicated 1 hour broadcast of underground Christian hip hop and rap. And we spotlight artists who have given their life to the Lord and are using their ministry and gifts for the kingdom. And we like to talk to them every once in a while on the actual phone and get them going. So we have live all the way from Florida, I believe, one Nikki Joy on the line. Nikki, are you there, ma'am?
I am here. Hey.
Oh, it works. Everything is working. This is incredible.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Like I said, we don't normally go through this stuff. Well, actually, that's a lie. We normally every single time go through this stuff. But I like to pretend like we have it together, so when we get guests on the phone, it seems easier. Anyway, how you doing over there?
Oh man, it's awesome. You know, it's great. Sunshine State, so it's nice and sunny over here.
Is
All
it
good.
is it typical Florida weather?
It is. It's like during the summer, it's raining pretty much every day. But just for like an hour, and then it goes back to super sunny, and it's all good.
That's
so you get a little bit of both, you know? It's good.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. Well, we got Nikki on the line, and we're having her on the show today. Let me give you a little background, and then we'll get into Nikki's story, which is really cool. And so if you're a listener to FYI Ministry or the Project Pluto show or anything of that nature, you will know that we get Manuel Tarsus, who at Lost and Found Clothing, there's a plug for you, buddy, who used to have a show actually on our station before he got another gig. And me and Manny hooked up and started recording some songs and put together a song that we're going to preview a little later on. Yes, I got permission to preview it for just a little bit because this is a new album, that's a song that's going to be on Manny's new album, which I believe is coming out later next month. Anyway, so me and Manny started working together. We started collaborating on some tracks. And one track we worked on called Misfit, which the one we're going to hear, was just an awesome track and worked out really well. And it was one of those things where we both got together and in 4 seconds, the song was out. And it's just one of those where you knew it felt good and it was just a cool song. We really liked the song, but we felt there was something missing. And in the song, we wanted a good hook. We wanted anyway. So Manny had an idea. He knew this girl named Nikki from Florida, who was a really good singer, and got a hold of Nikki, our new friend, and had her sing the hook on the track Misfit, and from that, our relationship, we just started talking to each other and just finding out how much stuff she does for the Lord and her ministry and music stuff and how involved she is in church and recording industry and all this stuff. So we here at the Project Pluto Hour are always looking for new wonderful talent to interview and fill our time up with content, because it's hard for us to come up with a show every week. And so we were totally stoked to have her come on, and she's here with us. So thank you so much, Nikki.
Yes.
And
thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And like I said, it's not normally like this bad. So just we'll have you on future shows, and hopefully we'll have our stuff together. But anyway,
it's all good.
Nikki, you are a recording artist. You sing, and as I have learned recently, you also rap a little bit. Which is incredible. But I was looking at your bio and trying to figure out what I wanted to talk to you about. First of all, a family of 7.
Yeah.
What is how many brothers and sisters? What's that like?
Oh boy. Okay, so I've got 3 brothers, 2 younger, 1 older, 3 sisters, 2 older, 1 younger, and I am right in the middle. And it's kind of, it's like a yours, mine, and ours thing. Like 3 of them are my half siblings, but it doesn't matter. Like,
right.
They're my brothers and sisters. It's awesome though. I love it. Like Christmases were always super rad, and birthday parties and all that. I'm blessed that I have such a big family. I love having a big family.
Oh, that's cool. So everyone gets together and everybody gets along and all that.
I hear
you.
Still a family.
Right.
But for the most part, overall, like we're humans and no one's perfect, but because we all share our faith in Christ, like there's so much love that binds us together. So at the end of the day, yeah, we're family and we're super tight and we're super blessed.
It's a Christian family, like everyone's pretty much in it.
Yeah, for the most part, we got some we're praying for, but yeah, we've all been born and raised in a Christian household. So like Thanksgiving is always super fun and tons of food and tons of people, and in our small house, it's good. I love it.
Cool. Anyone else in the family do music stuff?
Oh yeah, like my dad, he was pretty heavily involved in music in college. Like he did a little bit of touring with a choir, I think in Germany. Like that. And supposedly my great aunt was an opera singer in New York City. I don't know if that's true or not. I've just heard that. So it definitely runs in the family for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything from your mom's side?
She's like secret Mariah Carey. Like she would never get in front of anybody and sing, but she definitely has some pipes, and she's definitely very creative person, but she likes to be behind the scenes. Yeah, but it's mostly from my dad's side, I think.
Okay, cool. Well, all right, so you decide at a pretty early age you definitely want to go into some sort of music thing, right?
Right, yes.
When did you first realize, hey, I like music and I can create music and I want to do this?
Oh boy. Well, I think when I was younger, I always just have been more of a pretty creative, artistic person. So it was, if I wasn't writing something, I would probably be drawing or sketching something. And then, as long as I can remember, I've been writing songs. And I remember the first song I wrote, it was really bad. And I remember I showed my friend, and she was like, that was really stupid. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you.
How old was that?
I was probably like maybe 9 or 10 or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's been for a while. I've always just like loved to write music and poems, stories, stuff like that.
So you've always been some sort of creative, always doing something creative.
Pretty much, yeah. For the most part.
Now, Now, you talk about a life-changing encounter at a youth group at an early age that kind of set you on the path of music, of Christianity and making music. Can you talk about that? What's going on there?
Oh, I would love to talk about that.
Go for it. Go.
So when I like I told you, I was born and raised in a Christian household, and I went to church all the time, blah blah blah, every Sunday. Thought, I never did anything super, quote unquote bad. I've always been kind of stereotypical good girl. Like, everyone would always hear comments from my parents like, "Oh, your daughters are so good." And I mean, I was like, I don't know. Like, but then when I was 17, I met a girl when I was working at Chick-fil-A. Actually, I worked there for 4 years. Do you guys have Chick-fil-A in California, by the way?
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Praise the Lord. Okay, you guys, I'm definitely coming out there sometime. But I worked there for 4 years, and one of my friends, she just had started working there too, and she reached out to me and was just so super kind. And I had never had anybody really reach out to me like that, because I was always a very, very reserved, very shy, super quiet person, never knew how to express myself, which is why I loved music, because that was the avenue I figured out I could express my heart and communicate. Otherwise, I didn't really know how to do that very well until I met the Lord. He changed my personality. It's crazy how he does that. But anyway, she had invited me to go to this youth group with her, and that was not something I would normally do. I was not into youth group. I never could make friends. I could never connect to anybody. I was always the awkward, shy girl.
How old were you again? I'm sorry.
Back then, at that time, I was like 16 or 17.
Okay.
And then, so I went to this youth group, like not really expecting anything, whatever. I was just trying to make a friend. I was just happy. I was just so stoked that, like, dang, someone actually wants to be my friend. Wow. Because before that, anyone would always describe me as just the quiet girl with long hair. Like, that was who I was back then. So I go to this youth group. We watch this random video. The guy starts talking about end times. I was freaked out. And then I just remember during small group, the lady, our small group leader, she said with like such intensity and such passion, if one of you guys were to, if something happened to you tonight and you were to meet Jesus face to face and he was to go through the book of your life, would he be like, dang, like I gave you this opportunity here, here, and here, and you completely ignored it and you didn't do anything about it? Or is he going to have a smile on his face and be like, well done? And in that moment, I had so much conviction, but also comfort at the same time. It's weird how the Holy Spirit does that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I've been wasting my life. For 17 years, I've literally, the drive of my life was to find a boyfriend, which I never was completely unsuccessful at. And it's true. It's very sad, but it's true. Whatever.
Okay. Well, we're going to work on that. We're going to open up the phone lines later. And
For sure.
we're going to do a date a Christian singer. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, snap.
No, I'm kidding. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I was all open to it until you said that.
It's a dating game. Anyway, no. All right, keep going.
Yeah, so in that moment, I just, like I said, I felt like I was literally like trembling, like, oh my gosh, I had such a revelation in that moment. And I felt so stinking stupid because I looked around and at my peers, and they're literally just scrolling on their phone, like they've heard this a million times. I'm like, are you guys not listening? She's talking about Jesus. He's real. You're actually going to meet him someday. Like, what are you doing with your life?
That's funny.
And so, like, I mean, I can honestly say that there was something happened inside of me and that night, and I've literally just not been the same. And like, by the grace of God.
So kind of like it happened once, never look back, just down the road for Christ. No, just like that.
Pretty much. I mean, it's only by the grace of God. Like, God's put the right people, opportunities, and resources in my path to help me, keep fanning the flame, so to speak. But in a nutshell, I mean, basically it was like that night, boom, something happened and I never turned back.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's great. Okay. So all right. So that happens. You're 16, 17. You've got this passion for music and you can create. All of a sudden now your attention turns to the Lord and you begin this walk with Christ. And you go into your college years and you said that, I think in the bio you said you actually left college and decided to just kind of pursue the music on your own thing.
Yeah. So I had been going to college for a couple years and honestly, I felt like I was just going to go. Like I didn't really feel like I wanted to be there. I didn't feel like there was anything I felt called to in regards to college or a degree. But I just went because, I felt like it pleased my parents and just whatever. It was kind of a routine thing. And then I just remember so strong, like after I would, I was at that point, I was pretty like super on fire for Jesus. Anything I watched was a sermon. Anything if I wasn't watching a sermon, I'd be reading my Bible. If I wasn't reading my Bible, I'd be listening to like worship music. And I just remember feeling like in my spirit that like I was just supposed to leave and just stop. Plus, also like TBH, I'm really bad at math. And so I had a lot of issues with that too.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I was like, I think it's a sign, guys. Like, I feel like God's saying it. Plus, I'm terrible at math. I can't pass into it. Like, what do you think? And I remember being like, okay, Jesus, if this is actually you, like, you're just going to make my parents like miraculously okay with this. Because before they really weren't. They were pretty adamant about.
I was going to ask you, so when you tell your parents, hey guys, I'm going to cut out the school thing and I think I'm going to try to make it as a singer. I mean, what's the reaction?
Yeah, that's the miracle. Cause like I told them and I showed them everything that I wrote down that I was like, look, this is what I've been seeing over the past couple weeks or months. I don't even know how long it was. And I just feel like I'm supposed to drop out of school, at least for a season, just to seek the Lord. It was more so just to seek God. Like it wasn't necessarily music. I just felt like I was supposed to leave because God wanted to do something. And so they were like, I got their blessing. And to me, that was one of the biggest like miracles ever, because especially my dad, his parents were both teachers. He went to college. And so I was like, there's no way, Jesus, that my dad's going to let me not do it. But he did, because they saw the hand of God moving and speaking. And so then I just left.
So all right. So the first day of your new non-college life, what did you go out and do?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I was probably working at Chick-fil-A, and just spending time with God, honestly. Like.
Okay. So did you try to do gigs? Did you try to record? Did you try to do any of that stuff?
I think initially I was pretty much over it all. Because prior to that, like before I was walking with Jesus, because I was homeschooled, I would do my homework and I would spend like 3 hours a day in my room practicing piano, singing, writing, or dancing.
Oh, you were homeschooled all from the beginning?
Yeah.
Were all the kids in your family homeschooled?
Well, okay, so for a few years, 5 of us were, and then 4 of us were.
Okay.
Because my older sister decided she wanted to go to high school.
Got it.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend a lot of time practicing and playing.
Yeah, I did that. Then I met Jesus. He completely changed and wrecked all those selfish dreams of mine, because I just wanted to be famous, and I just wanted to be like the next Beyonce. And so I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to do that anymore. I think I just want Jesus. And so I stopped all of it. But my friend from Chick-fil-A that really just introduced me to the Lord, the real Jesus, not just this religious Jesus I had grown up believing in, this kind of character for devotionals, but the actual Jesus that she introduced me to and showed me that I could have a relationship with, which changed everything. She was the one that would be like, Nikki, can you lead worship? Nikki, it was her. It was God used her so much to kind of bring me back into music when I was like so ready to just be like, I'm over all this. I don't care anymore. And so like at small gatherings for our youth group, I would, do some singing, or her and I would go on the beach. We'd do some worship, Okay. So that's kind of where it started, really, was God using other people to kind of encourage me along to get back into music, but with a whole different mindset.
So how long do you do that? How long are you just doing at Chick-fil-A and just kind of gigging or trying, or just how long does that go? How long does that go for?
That was for about 4 years. That was going on.
Okay.
Just kind of laying low, yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you do that, and then what's the next big step? What's the next thing that happens? Do you get contacted to go record in Tennessee?
Yes.
So what's that about?
So I was I was mopping the floor at Chick-fil-A, and doing my regular thing. We were closing up, and then I just randomly checked my phone because whatever, I just did, and I saw that I had a Facebook message from this girl who's a Christian artist based out of Nashville, Tennessee. I loved all of her. I mean, I was like total fan at that point. Her name's Laura Landon. She was super influential to me, and so the fact that she wrote me, just I was totally like, this is borderline celebrity status, and I'm freaking out right now.
And how did she get a hold of you? I mean, how did she know of you?
She, you know what? I think I may have like lurked her up on Facebook. Somehow I like found her and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna add you as my friend, even though you don't know me. And so I think that was how.
And were you doing a lot of the? Because I follow you on Facebook now, and I see that just like Manny, you do a lot of Facebook Live and videos where you post directly to the fans. Were you doing that back then, where you were kind of putting your music up and kind of these inspirational things that I see you doing now?
Yeah, definitely. It was a little bit different format back then. I mean, I don't even think I had Facebook Live back then.
Right.
But, yeah, I think it was only like 3 years ago though.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like write a song and film it, post it on YouTube, and then share the link on Facebook.
Right.
And then she must have just seen that stuff and heard it, and she would comment like here and there. And it always, made my day. I was super excited about that. So then, yeah, I guess after her just seeing, just some different material, she messaged me and basically, like you said, was just like, hey, if you raise the money, you can come stay at my house for 6 days and we'll record an EP and we can do photos and videos and it'll be awesome. And at first I was like super sketched out. I was like, there's no way, this is weird. Is that even like real? Is this some kind of like creeper? Is this a false account? And so I took it to my parents and we prayed about it and they were totally freaked out about it too. They're like, no way, this is weird. This is like, this doesn't happen. It almost felt like a Justin Bieber moment, like just totally discovered on YouTube. And then after praying about it, like we had peace my parents were like, well, just talk to her. So Laura and I Skyped and she was real. She was a real person and she really wanted me to come out there.
And specifically to record a Christian EP.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. So how'd that whole experience go? Did you, now that you're on the back end of it, was it everything you wanted? Was it cool? Did it work out the way you thought it would?
It was so awesome. So like the fact, I mean, I think one of the biggest things that blew my mind was the fact that like just how much God was in it, because I talked to her and she's like, we need to get this started. So we set up this Kickstarter and I just put it out there on Facebook to my family and friends. And with, it took a lot of time. It took a lot of hard work. Like I had to make so many cheesecakes to give to people. And like, it was crazy. Like we worked our behinds off, but the fact that like the Lord provided not only the amount that we needed, but an additional like $1,000, I was so humbled by that. And for me, it just kind of made me feel like I want to steward this really well because God is obviously in it and he's obviously is for this. So like, let's do this, bring it on. And I remember going out there and I had a great experience. I did not want to come home. I wanted to live in Nashville. I was like,
that's funny because Emmanuel Tarsus has almost the same story. That's
oh, really?
Of going out there to Tennessee and recording and yeah. So
oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
how did that album end up doing?
I mean, if I honestly, I don't know. I'm really bad at keeping track of things, but I mean, for me, it had gotten like a good amount of hits on YouTube, like the different videos that we posted. My friend, she had submitted it to some different like places, like online, like websites where, they write reviews and for like Christian artists and upcoming artists. So it got good reviews. Like it was awesome. It was hard to come home though. I went through like a little bit of a depression because at that point I didn't know what to do. Like you kind of feel lost in a sense because it's totally different where I'm at. It's not a big music scene where I live. So that aspect I had to work through a lot with the Lord coming home.
Okay. All right. That's, I mean, so you get done with that and you come back and now what? What's the next step? What is it that you decide to do?
At that point, I was just seeking God because I wasn't sure, like, okay, God, am I supposed to move to Nashville now? Like, because now I feel like this is almost at a stop. But then over, like, I think it was, I don't know, some time passed. I went through a little bit of a season, and the Lord had, I don't remember how, but He had connected me to a local radio station called Pure Fire Radio, and where they feature a lot of like hip hop artists, rap artists, like hardcore, like whoa. And they asked if I would be on as a guest. I was like, oh sure. Since from that point on, the Lord had just connected me so much more with kind of the hip hop community and different just local events to minister to, more so like inner city areas, and just kind of get more integrated as an artist, as more of like a hip hop artist. Because initially I was kind of like, I'm not really sure. Am I pop? Am I Jamie Grace, or am I Lecrae? Like, I don't know.
Because you do that rap thing too, right?
Right.
Yeah,
and so I didn't, it's been a journey of like discovering, which avenue God could best use me. And consistently the hip hop rap, community is just a connection there for sure. So
it is very close knit. That's very cool. Okay. So, hey, how do you get the name Nikki Joy? Because I'm guessing that's not your government name.
It is definitely not. So my real name's Nikki Kopp, like a policeman.
Nice.
Except it's not, that's it. I love my donuts. So for me, the word joy, it's really kind of the epitome of my relationship with the Lord and kind of like what He did in my life. Growing up, like, I have had the best upbringing. I have been blessed with the most amazing family. I mean, I had everything. Like, I was homeschooled, and to me, that was a blessing. Some people may not have seen it that way. But still, there was always this thing missing. Like, I mean, everybody has that. Everybody goes through that before you know God, truly through Jesus. And I always just wanted to be a happy person, but it was hard to find happiness, a long-lasting happiness. Happiness comes when good things happen. That's why they call it happiness. But I didn't realize that what I was searching for was joy. And that only comes through Jesus. That only comes through that abiding relationship with Christ. And I didn't really know what that would look like. I didn't know that could be, that was a thing. Like, I just thought you're supposed to go to church and be a good person. But you can actually know God intimately. It's crazy.
So would you think, would you say that that's, that the joy is kind of like a running theme through your music? Maybe a celebration of that?
I would definitely say so, because I mean, it's definitely the heartbeat behind, pretty much just like who I've become as a person. And it doesn't necessarily mean that everything I write is necessarily happy, like go lucky, whatever, because sometimes, joy sometimes will just come naturally. When the Lord blesses you, it's like, dang, God, like, this is awesome. But joy is also a choice, and it's something that as a Christian we can have consistently through Christ as we abide in Him, regardless of what's going on in our circumstances. And so learning that and practicing that in my life, but still being honest and transparent with difficulties and struggles and how to maintain that joy. That's kind of what I hope to communicate through music, that life's not perfect, but in Jesus, there is everlasting joy, because it was for the joy that was set before Christ that He endured the cross, like it says in Hebrews 12:2. And it's like, that's our inheritance. Like, we can have that joy if we would just keep our mind and our hearts fixed on that place as we go through different seasons where it feels like we're carrying our cross, which we're called to carry a cross.
Right.
But it makes it so much easier to carry it when your mind is on the joy that's set before us, and that's knowing Jesus.
That's
so
really cool. Okay. All right. I'm digging that. All right. So, what's we're gonna play some of your tracks on the back end after the interviews, just because of the late start that we had today with our wonderful equipment. But I am gonna play the Misfit song before we go. But before we let you out, what's next for Nikki? What are you up to? What are you working on? What's going on?
Why
are you laughing like that?
Because that's just like a scary question. I literally don't know. And
Tell us what you're doing.
Well, I've been writing a lot.
Okay.
God has been giving me a lot of songs, so I'm just being faithful with that. And I definitely feel like, pretty soon here, that God is going to open doors for me to record some more music, something new. But yeah, I'm just kind of taking it a day at a time. I want to continue to minister to people via social media and use that. Of course, that's a great.
So you're really utilizing that as a good platform to get the message out. I see that you do a lot of that Facebook, and you're coming out to California soon, right? To record with some awesome rappers and producers, correct?
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, correct. And you're gonna shoot a music video, I think, for the Misfit song.
Man, that's the plan.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty stoked about that.
I think Manny did say something about that. Okay, well, Nikki, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for coming on. You're part of the Project Pluto family now. So whenever you have stuff that you want to promote, or if you just want to talk about stuff and complain about things, the line's always open. And we love it when our friends call in and all that stuff. Where can people find more info on you? Where can they get a hold of you, listen to your music, check out your Facebook, all that stuff?
So on Facebook, I pretty much just use my personal account. So the link is facebook.com/Nikki the Cop with 2 P's.
Nikki the Cop with 2 P's.
Nikki the Cop with 2 P's.
Okay.
I should probably change that, but that's okay. And then Instagram, of course, I am Nikki Joy. And then
that's easy one. I am Nikki Joy on Instagram.
I'm Nikki Joy, and then on YouTube, if you just type in I don't know, I think if you just put in Nikki Joy the Voyage or something like that, that was the name of the EP. So
was that the one that you recorded in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So that's we're gonna play some tracks from that on the back end, and we're gonna add it to the playlist on SoundCloud for this week's episode, which you can find on SoundCloud.com/Project Pluto. Just look up Project Pluto on SoundCloud, and you can find that. Also, I just want to let you know that some of my boys over at Blood Related is the label that I belong to, are big fans. And one Picasso Ramirez has just texted me to tell you that he is totally stoked and a huge fan of you. So just know that you're picking up some people from all over the place. Anyway,
that's awesome.
Okay, we're going to play Misfit on the back end of this for everyone at home. This is a song that you recorded with Emmanuel Tarsis. Manny's rapping on it. It's a great feel-good song about just having the Lord fit you in a certain place. And you did an amazing job with the hook, and we were so happy. And you knocked it out of the park and made it sound like 10 times more professional. So we're gonna end with that. And thank you so much, Miss Joy. And please join us again whenever you have anything to promote or you just want to talk. We're just happy to have you on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome, ma'am. And we will see you later, okay?
All righty.
Okay, bye, Nikki.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Well, we managed to get through the first interview. We got one more to go. The equipment seems to be holding up. We seem to be okay. For those of you watching on Facebook, YouTubes, everywhere, thank you so much for putting up with all the stuff that's going on. I'm going to play the song called Misfit. I'm so proud of this song. Emmanuel Tarsis, Nikki Joy, at Lost and Found Clothing. You can find all kinds of information on Manny. This is coming off his album that's going to be released later in July, I believe. And the whole album is just amazing. This is just one of amazing songs on it. And thank you, Manny, for letting us play this. On the backside, we're going to talk to one Mr. Marshall about his new album coming out on the Project Pluto Hour. The internet and terrestrial radio's only 1 hour show for dedicated underground Christian hip hop. I can talk, guys. Anyway, here is Misfit by Mr. Emmanuel Tarsis and one Nikki Joy on the Project Pluto Hour. Thank you so much for listening, guys.
A misfit that put me in these boxes I don't fit in. All I ever been was a misfit that put me in these boxes I don't fit in.
I'm too white for the ghetto, but I'm ghetto to the white kids. Looking up at God, asking why you make me like this. I go to church and some say I'm too worldly, but when I'm in the world, some say I'm too churchy. Torn up inside, I can't lie, it hurts me. Second guessing God, cause I'm not feeling worthy. I kick it with my friends, but I feel too old. I got a kid, and I still don't mix with adults. I don't fit the mold. Anywhere I go, why'd you make me like this, Lord? Please let me know. I'm too edgy for the girls that's real godly, and I'm too godly for the girls that's real edgy. I don't think anybody in this world gets me. It's like I'm playing football, but I'm Wayne Gretzky. All I ever wanted was to fit in. But my whole life, all I ever been is a misfit.
All I ever been is a misfit. All these cookie cutter shapes now don't fit me. 'Cause I'm an outcast, yeah, I'm an outsider. If it isn't right, put your hands higher. All I ever been is a misfit. All these cookie cutter shapes now don't fit me. 'Cause I'm an outcast, yeah, I'm an outsider. If it isn't right, put your hands higher.
I'm the misfit kid that never fits in. To me, normal has always been distant. I'm from the other side of the tracks. An outcast anywhere I'm at. A Christian with tats. A white boy that raps. Yeah, I'm so different, but I'm consistent. And God is the one that formed my existence. So I find contentment in the image I was made in. You can't question anything God created, and I'm God's creation. My daddy's Mexican and my mom's Caucasian. Strategically placed in so many places.
Okay, I think that's about as much as I can get away with before Mr. Manuel Tarsus calls me and tells me to stop. That is a sample of the new track Misfit off the Emmanuel Tarsus album coming out later in July with Nikki Joy on the featuring Nikki Joy on the hook, and we are just so happy that she came on and totally stoked for Manny letting us play that track here on the Project Pluto Hour. Thank you so much to the both of you. That is I'm already getting texts, guys. I am already getting text on people going crazy over the lyrics on that song, like for real. We play a lot because of the equipment problems I'm having today. As you've noticed, I'm running sound through my iPad, which means whenever I get a message, it dings. So if you hear a ding, that's people telling me that the music is good, just to let you know. Anyway, the Project Pluto Hour, thank you so much. Let's keep going as we now have on the line, straight from some island beach place where there's umbrellas in your drink, one Mr. Marshall. Mr. Marshall, sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh man, I'm doing well, man.
You sound.
Did you say I'm straight from on the beach?
Are you like right on the beach? Like there's not even a towel between him and the sand. He is on the beach with the drink in his hand, staring at the water. And you sound well rested, my friend. You sound rested and like a man who has seen many sunsets over the ocean.
I am well rested. I tell you that I needed it.
So, all right. So let me explain to everybody who this dude is. So I am the in-house producer for one Christian hip hop label called Blood Related, blood-related.com. If you would like to point your internet web browsers that way. Our fearless leader is one Mr. Marshall, who is on the line. Mr. Marshall, along with his wife, I believe, right, Lisa, formed Blood Related, a music label for Christian hip hop artists, underground Christian hip hop artists, and I've been with these guys for a couple years now, and it's just a great group of individuals with who are just completely on fire for the Lord, and I've been very proud to write music with them, and so much so that we've released a new album. Mr. Marshall has, and it's called Rise, and it was released what was it, yesterday? No, the day before. When did it come out?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, okay.
The 27th.
27th. So it was released yesterday. You can pick it up on Bandcamp.com, everywhere, I believe, right? All the major digital outlets. Blood-related.com. We'll get you a link there pretty quick. Look us up on Facebook. Anyway, so the album is out, and I've got a few little questions for you, sir, if you don't mind. You've never been on the Project Pluto Hour ever before in your life, and so we are very happy and just delighted to have you on. Let me refer.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir. It's been a long time. I want to get you on for like forever. Like I have Picasso keeps coming on, like that neighbor that borrows sugar, man. That guy won't stop. He just keeps coming on the show and poking his head around. Anyway, I'm making a joke, but he's gonna text me any second now and just start yelling at me. And we have all kinds of guys, and gals now who stop by, but we've never had you. And you're kind of like you kind of do like the quiet behind the scenes things. But this album called Rise is incredibly powerful. Each track has just a really good message, and there's a theme behind it. If you get a hold of the artwork for the album when you purchase it, when you look at the back of the album, there's a picture of my boy in the hospital on the bed, as the back cover art. Thank you to Picasso Ramirez for that art. And let me just ask you, sir, what is the main inspiration behind the album Rise?
Rise and Become New.
I'm sorry, yes, Rise and Become New. My bad. I only produced the album. My bad. Right.
No, that's quite all right, man. You know how that goes, but it's all good. Just basically, man, this album that is very personal and dear to me. As you see on the back of the cover, you see me in the hospital, actually just recuperating from a kidney transplant. So I actually had a kidney transplant in 2006. So I'm going on my 11th year. I actually wanted to have the album out by the 10th year because we just celebrated 10 years in last October. So
wow, congrats!
It's just thank you, appreciate it. Just a very personal album, man, that I wanted to do. I've always, just like you said, I like to stay behind the scenes, and but I've also promised the Lord that I am going to do one album, one solo album for myself, so I can give it all to Him, make sure He gets all the glory. You know, we have the saying. My saying is basically, my story is glory. So I just wanted to make sure that I got this album out there, man, and I'm just real excited to have it finally done.
Dude, so all right. So I'm a little confused here because I'm looking at my bio, and I'm seeing I'm seeing a man who is the head of a record label, a man who can rap, a man who's a grandfather.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But this is your first album. Explain that to me.
First solo album.
Right.
Actually, I would say first gospel album, solo album. I actually was doing worldly music, a while ago, years ago. And the funny thing about that whole thing, through that whole process, as I was working on my album, I was noticing a lot of changes was coming in me as I was doing different songs. I was changing lyrics around. I didn't want to say certain things anymore. And by the time I finished the album, I just shelved it. I never put it out. I didn't want to do that type of music no more. So I've been doing gospel hip hop since 2005. And I've been making albums. We've been making mixed CDs. I was in a group called Frontline Soldiers. So I just been doing a lot of different albums as a group, but this is finally my first solo album.
So you were kind of like the session rapper. They bring you in for the feature, but you never really went and released something with all your own material.
Some sort of like that, but I was in a group. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
It was three guys, so we all did.
You broke out and went solo.
Basically.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, when you listen to the lyrics from Rise and Become New, you understand that you have been through physical ailments and trials and tribulations since an early age. Were you always raised in a Christian home? Did you come to the Lord at a certain age? How did you come to the Lord, or were you always there?
Actually, no, I wasn't raised in the house of a Christian home. I wasn't actually. We went to church maybe on Easter. You know how every family seems to do that on Easter. So
yeah,
I actually came to the Lord in 2002. You know, like I said, I told you, I've been changing over the years. I just felt different things about me, and I've noticed that God has been putting people in my life that's been coming towards me. Just like even before I started the gospel, doing gospel music, I had a guy that worked with me that was part of the group. He used to always come to me and say, "Hey, you should do this music for God." And I used to start ducking the guy because it was becoming too much. I started ducking him, and he worked with me. So I had to, I was in a cable company. So I had to go, unfortunately, I had to go pick up my work from the dispatch office, and that's where he worked. So I still try to duck him every day because every time he talked to me about God, and I was like, oh, my God, I can't deal with this morning. You know, I just got done cussing somebody out yesterday or this morning. I don't feel like hearing about no God. So
that's hilarious.
But, and then I just noticed, like I said, it just started changing. But me and my wife ended up getting married in 2002. So I wanted to be fully committed to giving my life to Christ before I even married my wife, so we can be equally yoked. Because my wife, she was a Christian. God is amazing how He puts the people in your path to get you where He needs you to get you.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
in
absolutely.
2002 is when I did it.
Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. So then you and your wife go ahead and, you know what? We're going to play some tracks, but let me finish this one thing here, and then we're going to play a track. We'll break, and then we'll bring you back for the rest.
Okay.
We're going to go a little longer than our normal. Normally we go to 5. We're going to go to 5:15 today because I blew up the whole computer at the beginning of the show. I don't know if you heard that tantrum.
Okay, that's cool.
I had like a full-on temper tantrum on the air. I forgot the mic was open. Anyway, I was like, God's with me on that one. Anyway, but really quick, let's talk about what is Brave 458. This is something that you and your wife put together, right?
That is correct.
Put the drink down, boss.
I had to take a little bit of water real quick. Brave 458 is an organization that me and my wife, we used to always talk about wanting to help the homeless and helping the homeless, dealing with the youth and single parents. So we just basically stopped talking about it and we did it. So we started going out actually into the woods areas. It's called Tentville, and met a couple of homeless people.
In what state? So what state are you in?
This is in Virginia, Prince William County, Woodbridge, Virginia.
So there's a lot of homeless who are in rural places there, right?
Yes, a whole bunch, man.
Okay.
It's too much, basically too much. So it's a whole bunch of different spots around this area, around this whole county that has, that people are living out in the woods. So we
crazy.
just started going out into the woods. It's very crazy. So we started going out into the woods, and now we're just, we've been doing this since 2011. We feed them, we clothe them, get them batteries, things they need, whatever they need for survival is what we do.
Yeah, I see you guys on Facebook.
Brave.
You guys are super active, and I know that's a blessing for people out there because, homeless out here on the West Coast is a little different than homeless on the East Coast, and, a lot of people probably don't think about it because, not a lot of us have to go through that, but, being homeless in a place that gets cold every night, as opposed to out here where it's like 80 degrees, it's a quite a different thing that the homeless people have to go through on the East Coast and just places where the climate's different than, out here. So that's a really
Right.
That's a really great thing. When did you form Blood Related? What was that all about?
Blood related. The Lord actually placed it on my heart about 2000. Where we at? We 2017, right?
I think so. I think it was when I woke up. It was 17.
So I think around 2014 is when it took place. When he actually gave me the idea of blood related entertainment. He placed it in my heart to just say, hey, we can do it ourselves if we just go out here and start a label, get a label, and get some put a team together, form a team, man, and we just actually been so blessed. Look at you, including bringing you on.
Oh, thank you very much.
The Lord is bringing people together, man. That we're just one big family to get out here and start this music. Which basically, our biggest goal is to point people to God,
yes, sir.
Bring them to God. You know what I'm saying. That's one of the things. But it's to uplift and encourage all of God's children through our music, our ministry, and eventually movies, things like that. We just want to winning souls back to the kingdom.
Excellent.
Because we're lost out here. A lot of people are lost out here. So that's just one of the things we're trying to do, man. We believe
that's a blessing
that people can. Yeah, we believe we can change the world, man.
And you're doing it, and it's going a little at a time, but you're doing it. You know what? Let's play a track. This is a good spot to play a track. Tell me about Rolling with Christ.
Rolling with Christ is basically just what I was saying. I've been through so much, and I know for a fact that I cannot do nothing without God. So it's just basically a decision and a choice that I choose to do. I'm not rolling with nothing else but Christ in my life. So that's just rolling with Christ. It's just basically, no matter what, I'm just rolling with Christ.
All right, man. Well, dude, stay on the line. I'm going to play this track, and then we're going to come back and talk to you a little bit more on the old Project Pluto Hour here as we interview Mr. Marshall and his new album, Rise and Become New, that is available everywhere. And our trusty co-founder, producer, friend, Picasso Ramirez, would like me to tell you that it is available at bloodrelatedDMV.bandcamp.com. So bandcamp.com, you guys all know bandcamp.com. Search Blood Related DMV, and you're going to find the Rise and Become New album that has all kinds of awesome tracks, including this one called Rolling with Christ by Mr. Marshall on the Project Pluto Hour. Mr. Marshall, stay right back with you, okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ. We ride, we live, we walk. He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ. Get it in your mind, we on the come up. Kingdom people rise, don't try to run up. We serve a global God, so he's everywhere. When 2 and 3 are gathered, he's in the atmosphere. It changed the game, power in the name, call him. If I was 7 foot tall, I would ball him. He had a different gift for me, so I stalled him. But now I'm walking in my purpose, so I applaud him. What an awesome God, solid as a rock. He won't even forsake you, he's always on the clock. So don't look shocked when you receive his favors. Blessings every day, not years like cicadas. Like signing with a major, got you all excited. We independent here, we not keeping quiet. We trying to start a riot, our God is that good. You still breathing right, our God is that good. We ride, we live, we walk. He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ. We ride, we live, we walk. He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ. Glory to the King, sitting on the throne. Check my direct line, it's called my prayer phone. I never roll alone, my whole squad protected. When trouble beats around, the enemy's detected. Point him out, Lord, he's trying to infiltrate. Drop him down a couple of pounds like he lost weight. He chose his own fate, that got him kicked out. That free will is so powerful, no doubt. So what's the holdout? Still undecided. The enemy friending me, Facebook denied it. You used me too long, it's time to move on. Even when I'm weak, my God proves strong. Think on the hypocrite, I might have slipped a bit, but God's grace is real, it's not counterfeit. I might be down a bit, on my way up. New life in Christ, yeah, that's what's up. We ride, we live, we walk. He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ. We ride, we live, we walk. He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ. We ride, we live, we walk. He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ. We ride, we live, we walk. He is the only one that died, so we can live. I don't care what you say, I'm rolling with Christ.
Well, we're back on the Project Pluto Hour, and that was Rolling with Christ by Mr. Marshall off the Rise and Become New album that I believe just came out yesterday. And if you go to bandcamp.com and search Blood Related DMV, DMV stands for Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, right? Did I get that right, boss?
You said Delaware?
Is it not Delaware?
No, Woodbridge, Virginia.
Okay, there you go. Something about, I got that geography down packed, apparently. Anyway. Dude.
Yeah.
Somewhere over there on these.
Good,
anyway. Hey, here's a good question. How did you and Lisa meet?
How did who?
How did you and Lisa meet?
Oh, man, me and my wife, we met at a wave pool at the place called It's a place called Cameron Run, Wave Pool.
So you met at a water park.
You know, what do you say?
You met at a water park.
Yeah, at a water park.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Water park, yeah.
Oh, that's cute, bro. That's cute. I like that. Anyway, well, you know what? We're gonna get ready and finish up, but I wanted to ask, what's next? What's next for Mr. Marshall? You got the album out, you know, and you're gonna ride this for a little bit. Any plans after that in the hip hop Christianity world there?
Yeah, well, you know, the plan is just like you said, we're going to push it out. We're going to push out the Rise and Become New for a little bit out, and we're actually getting ready to get right back into the studio.
Nice.
And work on the Beyond the Walls album, Beyond the Walls 2.
Volume 2. That's right.
You know, we dropped Beyond the Walls 1 about a year ago, or it's almost 2 years, because I think we're doing it every other year.
Right.
That's the plan with blood related, all the blood related artists on one album. So I mean, it's just incredible. So we're working on that already. We're just constantly working, man. You know, constantly working, trying to get the music out there, man. Just pushing in the ministry. Just one big thing about us is, you know, is what we do after the music stops. Because the music stops, and we're still out here fishing. We're still out here we're out here serving, because we're serving.
No, for sure.
That's what we are.
That's our primary job. So.
Exactly. So it's just more than just music. It's a ministry, and we got, you know, that's what we do.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, hey, I'm gonna play. You know what? We're strapped for time, but I want to play War Cry before we go.
Okay.
So tell me really quick about War Cry.
War Cry is another. It's a story. It's a story based on. It's basically like a wake up song. We have to wake up. There's just so much violence going on nowadays, and I know everybody is talking about violence and doing violent songs. You know, as far as, you know, wake up. It's just basically a wake up song. It's about a young man who got into an argument, took somebody's life over an argument, and ended up taking a young girl's life from a stray bullet, and then ended up taking his own life.
Right.
And it's just a powerful song.
That's true.
What we need is a war. War Cry.
Okay. And you got one Paul G on this, right?
Paul G. Yes,
you
correct.
Got Paul G singing.
Incredible,
dude. Just incredible. You're gonna cry when you hear the song. All right. Well then, hey, Mr. Marshall, man, that's a wrap, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Let me get you right back to your drinks with little umbrellas in them. And back to the beach. He just got done with the album, and then this guy goes on vacation. This is a real rapper, you guys. This guy is the most for real rapper. You drop your album and you go to the islands. Anyway, we're gonna finish.
Go get some rest.
That's right. That's what we'll call it, rest. There you go. All right, man. This is War Cry. This is off the Rise and Become New album, Mr. Marshall. Available on Bandcamp.com. Go to Blood Related DMV. Check us out at blood-related.com. Look up Blood Related DMV on Facebook and SoundCloud. You'll find us all over the place. Pick up this album. It's already been selling. We're happy at the response. And you're going to love these tracks like this one that we're about to play called War Cry. Thank you, boss. Mr. Marshall, we'll see you.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you, sir. We'll catch you later. Bye. All right, guys, we cut him off. That's how we do the boss. We just cut him off like that. And now here's we've got a track for you. Let's play a War Cry by Mr. Marshall and Paul G on the Project Pluto Hour.
War cry will do. A good old war cry will do. When the enemy comes in, a good old war cry will do. Wake up, there's been a murder. Some dude laid by a burner. It had your fingerprints, so I know it would concern you. You fled the scene, things were unclean. You left some evidence. Who is that cat you killed right now? That's all irrelevant. Heat is on, you know the cops are out and they searching. I went to that dude's wake. It was sad when they closed the curtains.
Oh, that's it. Okay, guys.
You really knew it was the end. You had to be tight. Can't believe it, homeless over. You took your life. Didn't think twice as he hit the ground. Dropped a piece, said you some peace. Jetted out of town. Now you on the run. You took somebody's mom's only son. What was the reason? Are you sure you got the right one? Read the paper and they said it was an argument. I'm kinda tripping, cause I'm here to see how far you went. No mercy. And you know the one thing that hurts me, his skin was the same as your color. He could have been your brother. there's been another.
It's actually it's much bigger on the East Coast than it is here, but it's still very, you know, it's a very.
And all you got to say for yourself. What kind of man are you? What makes you do the things you do? To take the life of a future wife. They could conceive all the greatness of birthing a child. You took all those dreams away, just acting wild. On the corners with your buddies, getting high and acting nutty. You left that shorty bloody, your world real cruddy. Can't imagine the pain that a family has. Even though it's in the past, the heartache can last, and that's eternal. You're hellbound, dude, it's sure to burn you. Caught up in the game, remain to be uncertain. You feel that life is working, but where does that lead? That pain would be unbearable if that was your seed.
Yeah, it's just like Mike and ESPN in the morning, except it's a Christian show, and we work in Christian values. They started in their house. My two buddies.
Wake up, there's been a suicide. Died from his pride, couldn't take it no more. Depression killed him from the inside. Lost his mindset that went with his soul. The devil implanted himself, kept him on hold. He took the wrong road. Started from his pops, I guess. In and out of jail till he got just left a mess of the boy that he could not raise. Saw his life in the haze, but he knew crime pays. So many ways I'ma praise my idol, been his grave. Fast money, fast cars, instead of a 9-to-5 slave. The behavior wasn't normal, I warned you on that. Every day was like formal, and dressing in black. No excuses for his actions, he loves it that way. Leaves his mom's at home on the knees to pray. Hoping he make it through another day to wash her fears, wash away her tears. He was only 23